Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all well. I'm in the car and I'm with my mum.
Hello.
So I thought it would be nice today to just get to know mum a little bit more and maybe understand as a family why we're so hot on protection and so hot on wills, trusts and getting your affairs in order. So Mum, we're going to speak a little bit about your experience this morning, if you don't mind.
Okay.
And we're just going to go straight in with it, I think. So, give us a bit of background, Mum. How long was you married for?
I've had 2 marriages. The best one was 12 years.
And how would you describe yourself as a couple together?
Amazing couple. We did everything together. We were best friends. We were business partners, and basically, did everything together. It was great marriage. Only ever had one argument. It was amazing relationship. We packed a lot in the years we were together. And very sadly, my husband Greg died at 53 years old, making me a widow at 49. So I never ever thought that I would be in that position. I just didn't think about it.
And I mean, it's quite lucky for you guys, I suppose, that you were in the financial services industry together, and it was very fortunate that you practiced what you preached, essentially, because when Greg passed away, what did he have in place?
Well, like you say, luckily we knew what we needed to do. Life cover, the right kind of will, family trust, everything was in place. Business cover, everything, because that's what we did for a living. I never ever thought that I would be on the receiving end of a life insurance claim for my husband. That is something you cannot talk to people about, because it just hits you that, wow, this is what we do for people.
And I suppose as well, for brokers and advisors and financial planners, we sometimes get really almost disassociated with what it is that we're talking about. We're talking about someone's death, we're talking about someone's family, and actually, because we talk about it day in, day out, and this is what we discuss, sometimes I think it's easy for brokers to lose the empathy and what it is that we're actually talking about.
100%.
And obviously for our clients to hear that you're a widow and that you have also made that call to your insurance provider and had to have that and had to say the words, my husband's passed away, obviously when you're speaking to clients gives you a whole different approach to that subject, because you know what it's like to be on both ends. What would your life had looked like if it wasn't in place? Like, financially, what would it have looked like for you? Do you think your grief would have been different?
I think definitely. I'm a working lady. I wasn't reliant on my husband's salary. So in that respect, I would have had to have worked. I wouldn't have been able to take any time out. I would have probably made some wrong decisions, because what the life cover does, it pays you a lump sum, and it helps you to make decisions and adapt to changes that were needed. I mean, my son, your brother, was only 6 years old at the time, and that meant that not only were we all grieving as a family, but he needed extra support and care, and it meant that I didn't have to work quite as hard, because I had enough money in the bank to say, right, okay, I can focus on him. I can focus on our family. I can, you know, I'm not so focused on having to go to work to earn money every single day. So it gave a lot of choices, and yes, it made 100% such a difference to everything.
Yeah. And what about in terms of like the will? You know, obviously, for those of you that knew my dad, he had a few marriages before mum. They weren't each other's first marriages. And like, in terms of having a set will in place, did that give you the security to know that no claims were going to be made on his estate that maybe weren't welcome, or do you know what I mean? Things like that. Like, how did that, the peace of mind of having a will in place, essentially his words from beyond the grave of what he wanted to happen?
Yeah, I mean, we both made our wills. We both had family trusts in place so that, you know, everything was protected and stayed in the family bloodline as it should do. Simple planning, really, for us, yes. And, you know, it's something that we practice what we preach.
We do indeed. So, thank you, Mum.
You're welcome.
We're now where we need to be. That was a short car journey. But thank you for sharing that with us. And yeah, like I always say, if there is anything that makes you think, that sort of hits a nerve or sends chills, please reach out to us. Our advice is free when we talk about protection. Wills are really simple. They don't have to break the bank. And you know, you're talking to people that have lived through the important